Though I saw this movie yesterday, but I needed to collect my thoughts because I was so emotional after watching this movie. This is the kind of movie that makes me want to make reviews. This is the kind of movie that I want every child and every parent in this beautiful world to see. Namaskaram. Welcome back to my channel. This is Rani Hindustani and I have my husband behind the camera.
Hi everyone.
This video is review of the movie Home, which was released on 19th of August. So without further ado, let's get started. This movie is written and directed by Rogen Thomas. It seemed that he has taken the pages out of each one of our lives and created a cinema out of it. Each and every scene looked like a portrait. I felt that it is something out of my own memory. It looked so relatable, so real, it really felt like a home. Though the story is very simple, but the way it is shown, the way each and every character is given its own space to explore and to tell us what the character is all about is amazing. This movie is starring our very own Indrans, Nelson, Manju, Sreenath, and Johnny among others. My favorite was, of course, Indrans. The way the Indrans has portrayed the role of a father, it felt so real. I could feel his emotions, I could see his emotions. It felt as if my own father is talking. This is what my own father is feeling. It was so beautiful. If I come to Manju, she has done another brilliant job. She has perfectly portrayed a role of a mother. She's the kind of a mother who doesn't say anything and does all the chores. She's suffering mentally and physically, but she's still going on strong. She doesn't have many dialogues, but whenever she talks, it is you have to listen. It is you are hearing her voice. Now let's talk about the son, the eldest son played by Sreenath. When I looked at that character, I felt that, I see some of my friends like him. He is arrogant, he has an ego, he loves his parents, but he thinks that they could have done something better for him in his life. The cinematographer of the movie is Neil. Neil, hats off to you. The work that you have done is amazing. The kind of colors that Neil has used are so warm, it makes you feel home. The angles that he has taken, particularly the angles that from which that he has shown the home, absolutely brilliant. It feels lively, it feels like a home, it feels like a place where you belong. Now let's talk about the editing. Coming to the editing is beautiful. To me, it feels like a flowing river. It feels like a poem. I did not feel any disconnect. I did not feel there could have been something more with the editing. I feel that each scene was watched numerous times because before they could meticulously place it together. What did you think about the movie?
Well, I thought it was a very beautiful movie. It's one of the most heartwarming movies I've seen in recent times. And like Indran's acting was amazing, brilliant.
True.
I mean, there are no words that I could use to tell you how brilliantly he has done this job. I have no qualms about this movie anywhere. I mean, for me, I haven't seen any negatives in this movie because let's talk about the director in little detail as in his work, right? Rogen Thomas, I haven't seen his movies before. I think he has made a couple of movies before, but I haven't seen those movies. But this movie makes me feel like I have to watch his movies, like the previous work and also his upcoming projects, because the casting was brilliant, right? He has chosen the best cast for this movie. He has chosen cinematographer who would be best for this movie. And he has done a very good job in every aspect of this movie. It is always like it's brilliant.
Like this movie gets you so emotionally involved that you forget about everything else. For that 2 hours 45 minutes, you are there in the movie. The movie is you and you are the movie. I mean, that's very pure, poetic, but that's what I felt.
Yes, another thing is, I mean, the movie deals with a lot of issues, right? It
yes.
does deal with how this generation reacts or acts with how they behave with their parents and how the previous generations behave with their parents.
Yeah.
They do subtly show the two
Yes.
aspects. I mean, let's say the millennials and let's say the baby bloomers, and like the differences. Okay, the
True.
subtle differences, but the millennial difference is huge. I mean, they have that was the main main angle to the movie, but you could also see that other subtle references
Yeah,
that they show in the movie.
like one thing that I noticed and I want to mention is that every time Indrans walked into the scene, he's coming out, he's going out in the movie and he's coming back. As soon as he comes back, he opens the door and takes a look at his own father. That is he well? Is he sleeping? What is he doing? And he did it 3 to 4 times, his character in the movie, and I felt so good. It felt like,
No, that is how they show the difference,
yeah.
right? But here there is another scene where Sreenath Bhasi comes into the like he comes home, right?
Yeah.
He comes home for the first time, maybe in a couple of years or something. But when he comes home, he's more into himself. Like his father is so eager to come and talk to him, so eagerly waiting for him to respond, and he is so happy that his son has come home.
Yeah.
But the son isn't showing that happiness or isn't caring about the father, like father being there and wanting
True.
to have maybe a 5 minute conversation, but that isn't happening. And also they also talk about technology, fake news. I mean,
Yeah.
like Indrans' friend who is Johnny, so how Johnny behaves looking at fake news.
How he trusted.
Yes.
This generation.
Yeah, I mean that is how it is, right? For older generation, what happens is anything that you see online, they believe it because they think that if it is wrong, it cannot be online.
True.
Okay, so this, I mean, they believe that there cannot be fake news online because there are a lot of people who would contradict this fake news, but that isn't the case.
True.
And then another part where they deal with the psychologist, right?
Yes.
They deal with psychologist and they are trying to show that
It's
approaching
normal.
approaching a psychologist is they're trying to remove that stigma, right?
Yes.
Of going to a psychologist means you're mad or you're a schizophrenic or you're
Yeah.
a bipolar
There's
or
something mentally wrong with
yes,
you.
exactly. So that is also dealt with, and a lot of things, lot of things.
Like Indran so beautifully and so plainly, simply just tells the truth every time. And it is so innocent. It has come out so innocently in the scenes. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes, and also they show the emotions of parents, right? I mean, we might say some things to our parents without even thinking, and how
Yeah.
that affects them. And even after even after it affects them, how they react, they are
Yeah,
always forgiving,
Smiling.
always forgiving, smiling, always. They are always there for you. So I mean, as you said in the beginning of this video, that this movie has to be seen by all the children and the parents. Is yes, I mean, we complicate our lives by, I mean, for me, by watching this movie, it seems or it shows that how simple life can be. I mean, it's you who's going to complicate it, and you can make it very simple. As the movie is, they have taken all these subjects
Yes.
and given all the subject in the simple story that you could see. Like,
This is the kind of movie that stays with you. This is the kind of movie you should watch.
yes, and finally, I would like to also talk about Rahul Subramaniam, who is the music
Director.
music director, and he is the music is so subtle
Yeah.
you wouldn't understand. I mean, you
Yes.
wouldn't. It's not on your face, but it goes with every emotion that is shown in the movie. I mean, very very emotional scenes. It goes like, what do you say, a honeybee and a honey, or I don't know the metaphors, what metaphors I could use for this, but it is amazing. It goes very very well with every scene in this movie.
True.
And he has also done a brilliant job at this. So in a whole, it's a brilliant movie to watch, and everybody has to watch this movie, and it's available on Amazon
if this
Prime.
movie was for 4 hours, I would have still seen it and I would have still loved it. So that is it from our side. If you like this video, please go and watch the movie. It's worth a watch. You can see it again and again also if you want. Please don't forget to like this video. Please, if possible, subscribe to our channel and please keep watching us. Until next time, bye bye.